What's up, y'all? T-Bob here from Snaps, daily college football show that I hope you really enjoy. And I've been getting a lot of crap on my show lately about, choosing Alabama over Texas. You know what I didn't do, though? I didn't bet on him. You know who I did bet on? Kansas, okay? And I did it on the DraftKings Sportsbook app because when it comes on where I like to gamble, I love the DraftKings app. And it's because they got incredible offers. If you're already a DraftKings customer, well, check this out. Every single NFL game day during September, you're not going to have just one, but two new offers waiting on you when you sign in. So you'll have to sign in to see exactly what those offers are. But just remember, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, every NFL game day, all customers getting two exciting offers from DraftKings to play with. It's a ton of fun. But what if you're a new customer? Well, I've got an even better deal for you. You use the promo code T-Bob when you sign up, okay? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, promo code T-Bob, T-B-O-B. You bet $5 on any NFL game, you get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's right. Put $5 down on any of the games. Don't even have to win. You get $200 instantly in bonus bets. You can go play with those on college football, NFL, whatever you want. You can play with those and some of those incredible deals you get. So you see it. There's not a more fun place to get in on the action than DraftKings. And you can do all your same game parlays, multi-game parlays, whatever you want. So download the app now. Sign up with the promo code T-Bob, T-B-O-B, $5 gets you $200 in bonus bets instantly. And for returning customers, remember every NFL game day, two exciting new offers from your official sports betting partner of the NFL, DraftKings. The crown is yours. Hey, what's going on, AMP? Welcome in to another episode of Snaps. We are live on AMP Tuesday through Friday. This is your favorite daily college football podcast. Please help us continue to grow the show. I am T-Bob Hebert. He is there, and Murray. Aaron, what's up, man?
What's going on? Just got off coach's call for BYU Cincinnati. So getting ready to head to Provo tomorrow. So I'm pumped, man. Friday night, ESPN, right after the Oregon State game.
Oh, dude.
Stay tuned. Oregon State, Utah. Right afterwards, I'll be on the call for once again Cincinnati. It's gonna be history.
Good
T-Bob.
game, a very good game.
It'll be the first win,
right?
Yeah, first ever Big 12 matchup, and then between these two, obviously, and then the four teams that have made the move to the Big 12 this year, not one of them have won a Big 12 conference game yet. So
true.
It will finally happen on Friday. One of these teams will be the first of the four to win a Big 12 conference game. So I'll be part of history. I'm pretty pumped. Let's go.
Hell yes. Should be a good one too. An exciting one. Let you actually stretch your good game legs a little bit. They've had you doing a lot of BS. So I know. But our boy's making it, dude. Kicking ass. You never heard him on the call. This Friday's a great chance to. So you got to be hyped for Saturday then, man. So you get to just sit around all Saturday and just watch football.
We'll see if my wife lets me do that or not.
What do you mean?
I don't know. We're going to find out. It's the first Saturday that I'm home in a month.
Yeah.
So it may be like, hey, this is my time to have Saturday off, and I'm going to try and work the angle of I still have to work. This is still a job for me to watch these football games, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Let's just plan like a midday Snaps reaction show. So you have to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I get away with it. That's what I say. And then we do it. So, technically true. I see you have a nice crew neck sweater on. Is it cold enough for that in Georgia right now? It's 100 degrees here 60, still.
It's not it was like 60 degrees this morning. So that to me is
I'm so jealous.
Cool enough to go out in one of these for just till about 10 o'clock. Then it skyrockets to about 80 pretty fast.
There's nothing I want more than to turn on my Meg Ryan fall playlist, feel that little crisp in the air, get these fall vibes going. I'm seeing Halloween decorations going up, but the problem is every dad I see putting them up is sweating their dick off. I mean, just pouring sweat. That is not the vibes you want when you're putting up fall decorations. So get it together, Louisiana. All right.
Fall decorations. Let's go.
Big time show plan today. It's going to be a little bit quicker here today because we had some weird scheduling stuff because of the Friday game. Tomorrow, we're going to bring you a show where we run through our 6 favorite games of the day. Today, we're going to talk some big news out of Texas A&M, big news out of East Lansing, Lou Holtz striking back, and a very good piece released in the Athletic today about stop rate. Looking at stop rate, I'll explain what that is. Basically, an exploration of, okay, through 4 weeks of the year, who has the best defense, and this takes out FBS games as well. So it's actually kind of legitimate at this point. As always, here at the start, youtube.com/@volumesnaps. Please, go subscribe to the channel. The road to 6K continues. If we can hit 6K by the end of the week, that would be fantastic. It would be snaps-tastic, in fact. So the big news today, our guy from TexAgs.com, Billy Lucci, tweeting out earlier, Aaron, that Texas A&M's Conner Weigman is out for the season.
Jeez.
Done. Meaning that, I think we discussed it on yesterday's episode. I think Saturday I was definitely being a bit prisoner of the moment, but I tweeted at Lucci, I've seen enough. Max Johnson needs to be the starter for the rest of the year. It looks like I have my own inside sources because Bob Stradamus strikes again, and Max Johnson now your starter for the rest of the year.
I'm okay with it. I really am. I know there's probably a lot of fans freaking out right now and a lot of people saying, oh, well, there goes Jimbo's job, including our great producer who says Jimbo's fired because now this offense is going to go to shit. I 100% disagree.
You said that?
Brumley did. He's like, he's going to get fired. Jimbo's gone. They're going to go 7-5 without Conner.
Okay, let's be painfully clear. Jimbo's probably going to get fired anyway.
No.
At some point.
If they beat Bama in 2 weeks, no.
Yeah,
if they beat Bama in 2 weeks.
Stop.
I do think they are. I do think they are.
Okay, great.
I do think
so continue to talk out of both sides of your mouth, because one day you tell me how good Texas wins and Bama was, and the next day you tell me how bad Alabama is, and now A&M's going to beat them too. So sure, every day
we talk about matchups. We talk about matchups every single day. We talk about matchups every single day. That's why. They're not a good matchup.
My point is,
let me go. Let me finish my point.
If Jimbo gets fired, it's not because of Conner Weigman getting hurt. That's all I'm saying. Continue.
I think the people's belief is that you put your backup quarterback in, for people who don't realize what Max Johnson did at LSU or how good of a backup Max Johnson is, that all of a sudden this offense, who has been kind of carrying the load for this football team, is now going to be looking like the offense it's had for the past few years, which spells a 6-6, 7-5 football team. That's just not correct. Max Johnson is, I would say, could start at maybe 5 or 6 SEC schools right now. And I don't know if that's saying a lot because SEC quarterbacks aren't great this year.
I mean, where would he not start? He wouldn't start at LSU. He wouldn't start at Ole Miss.
No, he wouldn't start at Ole Miss. He would start at Auburn.
Yeah.
I think he would start at Alabama.
Yeah.
I think he'd start at Mississippi State. I think that one's hard because I think there's a love for Will Rogers, but he's significantly more talented than Will Rogers. He'd start at Vanderbilt.
Whatever. The bottom line is he I don't want to get too much. He could start at half the conference.
He could start,
easily.
Easy. You have a top 10 quarterback in the conference on your roster as your backup quarterback, and a guy that's played a lot of football. And I think I think the stats. What are the stats, like 35?
Here's what's crazy.
The stats are impressive.
After the 4 touchdowns to no pick performance last week, when he enters the game in relief, Max Johnson's, and this is all in the SEC, Max Johnson's career, he's
touchdowns.
Sorry. He's thrown 2 other touchdowns on the year. This year, he's 4-0.
Yep.
Max Johnson's career numbers right now are 42 touchdowns to 7 picks. 42-7. And that includes a 2020 where he only played SEC schools, right? He played. So, I have never seen a backup quarterback in this league with a 42-7 ratio. And the other part about it is, sure, maybe when Max went to A&M, it didn't work out. But you know what's not been working out for a long time now? Well, not only that, but Jimbo and quarterbacks. It hasn't been good for a very long time. I don't care if Petrino's great or not anymore, but I feel very comfortable saying Petrino is very obviously better than Jimbo. I mean, Weigman looked great for a lot of this year. Johnson comes in and looks very prepared and great. So no, I think Max Johnson, my win expectation for A&M did not change going from Weigman to Johnson.
No, it is the exact same for me. I think this is a really good football team that has some issues in the secondary, but really that's it. There's not a lot. I still believe this team can win a lot of football games going forward. I think this team can. I think they will win versus Alabama, and we'll break that down next week as we get ready for that matchup. But I am. I would say like I am very confident in that, and he's more of a dual threat than Conner too. I think that's something that adds even
That's
more
true.
to this offense. Like you're so focused on these great receivers, so all of a sudden now that you want to play a little bit more too high because you got to stop Evan Stewart and Anias and Jake Johnson coming on at the tight end position. Well, because you weren't worried about Conner running. Well, now you got to worry about Max Johnson running. He showed us that ability at LSU. He ain't his daddy. He ain't Brad Johnson. He ain't a
Big bad
statue in the
Brad.
pocket. And I asked Brad about that one time. He's like, I think you got it's why you marry an athletic woman. Add some more juice to the
God, no,
to the
my dad's
kids.
the same way. Nobody loves talking about genes and breeding
I
more
love
than
it.
former NFL quarterbacks. And you're kind of the same way as well. What is wrong with y'all?
I called my
What
wife
happened
a
to marrying
breeder
for
on
love?
our
Yeah.
second date. She got pissed at
There you
me
go.
because I looked at her. I said, "You're a breeder."
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
she goes, "Did you just call me a horse?" I was like, "No, like you would
You're like,
make
no, like a
really
cow.
good
Like a cow.
babies. Like you would make great babies."
Is this what I should tell my wife later today? It's like,
Yeah.
Yes.
this
Yes.
is Jesus Christ.
What's wrong
Yeah,
with
I
this?
mean,
I see nothing wrong with this.
what woman doesn't want to hear, I would love to come inside of you and take advantage of your genetics on the second date. I mean, that's romance.
It almost
people.
worked. It almost worked for old boy in Game of Thrones when he met what's her name, the giant lady.
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah. You remember the guy that looks like you but with the red beard, where he's completely
who-
obsessed with her.
You're trying to upset me, and so Tormund
No.
Giantsbane. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yes, you're right. Tormund
Yeah.
Giantsbane, very into breeding. That's an excellent call,
Very
Aaron. Look
into
at you.
breeding.
If you're trying to equate anything to dealing with women in 2023 with like, it's just like in Game of Thrones, your argument probably sucks.
Well, Brum, let's take it a step
No,
further.
but he wanted to create mini humans that would essentially dominate the world.
I'm
That's
not.
what all of us
No
wanna
one's
do.
disputing what he wanted to do.
That's
I'm
what I want to
disputing-
do.
I know. No, I think you're okay. So you're misunderstanding what Brum is saying. Your Tormund thing is very accurate in terms
Correct.
of you are saying the same thing. What he's saying is, and I'll take it a step further than just Game of Thrones, Brum. If Tormund Giantsbane is who you're imitating in 2023, chances are your behaviors are problematic.
Correct.
With almost anything Tormund
Yes, this is
Giantsbane
correct.
does.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Just a little bit. It worked though.
It did work. Hey,
It worked.
all's well that ends well. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up with not one but two babies inside of her.
Yeah.
So who had the last laugh? Second date,
damn
second
right.
baby. Money in the bank. God, that's funny. So we're kind of in agreement. If I was an A&M fan, chill out, guys. You're still going to be just as good or just as disappointing as you were already going to be. It doesn't really. And to be fair, I'm not trying to be super condescending with A&M because I don't know what to make of them. Because the Miami loss continues to look not as bad the better that Tyler Van Dyke looks. And they looked pretty good against Auburn. The SC's super down. Like outside of Alabama, LSU, it's definitely like kind of A&M and Ole Miss. So A&M's still very much alive in this season, although I think I kind of wrote them off after the Miami game. All right. And look, Max hits third to his little brother Jake. And that's
Record
really cool.
prediction.
Pretty sweet.
Gun to your head right now. Where do you think Texas A&M ends up at?
Can I get a schedule check real quick? Let me see.
They have Alabama at home. They go to Tennessee.
10-2.
So they lose one more game. That's it. That's
They're
it.
going 7-5.
They should the full fade.
Who are they losing to?
I mean, getting South Carolina at home is big to me because I feel like they would lose to South Carolina.
Alabama.
I think they at least
They're not
lose
losing. I
two
think
more
they beat
games.
Alabama.
They lose two more, maybe
I think
three more.
they match up really well against Bama.
If they beat LSU at on the road in Baton Rouge, that's a disaster for LSU.
Yeah.
That's my one loss left for them. I think at LSU
They go to Tennessee, and then one of South Carolina.
They go
That's
to
4 more
Oxford as
losses.
well, and they got South Carolina. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of with Brum. I think 8-4 after we just math this out. 8-4 is probably where I'm at. You just love fucking Texas football. I don't know what the state of Texas.
I told you from the
Aaron.
beginning of the season that I was riding with Texas football until they proved me
That's
wrong.
true.
Right now, Texas is rolling. I think A&M is gonna be just fine. I'll be waxing poetic after they beat Alabama in about 10 days.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I will give you your credit. if that comes to pass. So A&M fans, don't freak out.
For a limited time, you can save up to 40% off on an NFL Plus premium annual subscription when you sign up through Plus Play from Verizon. Plus Play. It is a platform where you can shop, manage, and save on the subscriptions you already love, like NFL Plus. With NFL Plus Premium, you get access to live games on mobile, NFL Red Zone, NFL Network, and more. So you can watch multiple games all at once on any screen around you for updates. Never miss a touchdown. That simple. And for fantasy players, NFL Plus Premium makes all the difference. Access to programming like Fantasy Live through the NFL Network, Red Zone for tracking player performances on a Sunday, access to live local and primetime games, access to Fantasy Plus. Just go to verizon.com/NFL to get NFL Plus Premium today. 40% off, that's 40% off an annual subscription, just $59.99 for the full season. Get it before it's gone.
Other news today, Lou Holtz striking back in the Ryan Day drama. Of course, you probably already know about it. Lou Holtz, while on the Pat McAfee show, talking to a Lou Holtz impersonator, said he thinks Ohio State is soft. Ryan Day, immediately after they find a way to score by 6 inches, running a defense with 10 players, says, soft? Where the fuck is Lou Holtz? I want to know. Lou says, and he was asked, do you know why Ryan Day came after you? He said, quote, this is Lou Holtz. I can understand why he did. He doesn't want to talk about Michigan. 0-2. He doesn't want to talk about the big game coming up against Penn State and against Michigan again. He's a great coach. He's done a tremendous job. He's a great offensive mind. He hired an outstanding defensive coordinator from Oklahoma State. I think he's doing a tremendous job. Ohio State's a good football team. I don't think they're a great football team.
Wow.
He can go after me all he wants. Look at Coach Holtz bringing Ryan Day down in the mud with him. And you know what I love here, Aaron? This is a classic college football argument technique here, where it doesn't matter that Lou Holtz's team directly lost to the person that he's coming after, right? If your opponent has a bigger insecurity, just ignore your battle. Okay, yeah, like whatever, you beat me, and then exploit the insecurity. And that's exactly what he did here. Like he was like, fuck, we lost to Michigan. Who gives a fuck we lost to Ohio State? They need to beat Michigan. It's just a genius misdirect by Holtz here.
Unbelievable. I disagree. I think Ohio State is a great team. I do. I think Ohio State. I do. I think Ohio State's a great football team. I told you last week they're a quarterback away from being the best team in college football, and their quarterback got a shot of adrenaline pumping through his veins after leading his team to a last-second touchdown to beat Notre Dame on the road.
Okay, maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah. We'll see. I think it's still okay, here. Brum gives a perfect example from an LSU fan perspective. Who cares that LSU lost to Florida State? They're just butthurt Coach Prime doesn't want them. Sad. Yeah, see, that's I don't think it's exactly an ad hominem attack, but it is one of those argumented techniques. Yeah. I also have to give Holtz credit.
It's called a red herring.
A red herring.
It's when you bring up something that is totally irrelevant to
ad hominem is when you attack the person, I believe, instead of the argument. Okay, yes.
It's
so
like,
red herring.
It's I disagree with you because you're stupid is ad hominem.
Yes.
And you're a liar. Crooked Hillary. Exactly.
Love both techniques. I also love that Lou even so he opens with boom, boom, like a couple punches. Doesn't want to talk about Michigan. 0-2, bop, bop, Penn State. Then he goes into head patting compliments, right? But really, there's no sincerity.
With you're just good.
Yeah, exactly. No. There's no sincerity. The compliments were kind of like faint, and then you come in with one more gunshot at the end, dude. Get him, Lou.
When is Ohio State's next big game where Ryan Day can go off and give us another fiery does this end
it's gotta
here?
Be Penn State next.
Does this end here? When's the next? Do you think this is
October
we're going to
21st.
get more and more of this from Ryan Day this whole year?
No, Ryan Day doesn't like being in the public. He was caught up in the moment of just an insane game. You're not going to get this from Day again. No chance.
Yeah, but if they beat Penn State, it's a last second touchdown. Juices are going a little bit for Ryan Day.
He would look
Does
even
he bring it up
crazier.
3 weeks later? Does he bring
That's
it
what
up?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He would look really kind of absurd if he like at least this was timely. If he brings up Lou Holtz 3 weeks later after Penn State, I don't
You
think
think there's
so.
a Lou Holtz picture like in his office somewhere, like a little dartboard?
Oh man. The best part is he probably like grew up loving Lou Holtz and now
I
Holtz has
know.
directly betrayed him.
It's just that's why you don't want to meet your heroes, people. Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. Although I met Todd McClure, former Falcons center. I really loved growing up and he was awesome. So, every now and then it works out. Finally, The Athletic came out with an article that was all about asking the question, who has the best defense in the country through 4 weeks? Okay. And it's all about stop rate. Stop rate is the percentage of a defense's drives that end in punts, turnovers, or turnover on downs. Very simple. Yardage in today's day and age, spread attacks, everything, yardage doesn't matter as much. How much are you getting off the field, right? And in this article, it takes out all FBS games or FCS. So this is only FBS opponents that are in here. And so, okay, look at the top 5 right now. It's Penn State, Duke, Michigan, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. Okay, so already you can see, you know what, this is probably a pretty good metric because those are some of the best teams in the entire country. Here's some things I want to highlight, Aaron, and see how you feel about them. So Oklahoma to me is the one that immediately jumps off the page. Like I said, they're currently 4th in the country. Last year in stop rate, they finished 72nd. So from 72 to 4, they're number 2 in points per drive given up right now. They haven't allowed a rushing touchdown. They've allowed 3 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. I talked a lot of shit about Brent Venables having an awful defense and how that had to improve this year, and I didn't know if it would. And at least here early on, it hasn't just been good improvement. It's been great, fantastic, stellar improvement.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, but it's not like they faced some elite offenses yet. I mean, Cincinnati, and I had a chance to kind of dive deep into the game because I'm preparing for Cincinnati this weekend, and watching that game closely for Oklahoma and their defense and kind of what gave Cincinnati some struggles. They're flying around the football, man. Like they are. They are way more physical. It's not even just playing hard, because they played hard last year, but there was hesitation. And when I go back to our conversation on this channel with Roy Williams, a 2-time All-American at Oklahoma safety, and a guy that's very familiar, lives there in Norman, very familiar with the program. And he's like, man, like they're just out of place. They're playing slow. They're out of gaps. They're not disciplined. He's like, I just feel like Venables is putting too much on their plate where these guys just can't go out there and run around and play freely. I think they're still running what Venables wants to run. You're seeing multiple fronts. You're seeing multiple coverages. You're seeing exotic blitzes. Like they're doing a very pro-style scheme, but now year 2 in the system, there isn't that hesitation. It's, I know what I need to do. See ball, get ball. And I love their linebackers. They're kicking ass at all 3 levels, but their linebackers are special. It's a really good defense, man. It is a really good defense coupled with an explosive offense, and all of a sudden that game in 2 weeks versus Texas is going to be a pretty good one.
Yeah, I've eaten a lot of Big 12 crow so far this year when it comes to Texas and Oklahoma. I think I'm trending the exact same direction, of being wrong. I didn't know Venables was a guy. He's done excellent recruiting. The defense looks to be fixed. Dylan Gabriel's playing pretty awesome. So good on you, OU fans. Y'all called me an idiot who's never stepped in cow shit for multiple weeks. I wore that cowboy hat that one day, and looks like you're right. I have stepped in cow shit, but not for years. And
I want to see these receivers. I do want to see the receivers. I know this is a defensive topic, but they're young at receiver, a little bit inexperienced. Nick Anderson has played well to start the season. Anthony's played well. Obviously, you got Stoops. I know they like Farouk a lot as well. I want to see some. If you're going to be the offense that is what we think they are with Dylan Gabriel and push the ball vertically down the field, I still think like that's the group to me. If something's going to hold Oklahoma back from beating Texas, from competing for a Big 12 championship, I think the defense has answered the question for me that they could be on the upper tier of that conference when it comes to defense. I need to see more from the receivers. Like that's the last question I have about the Sooners.
Well, and it also showed just, how important Dylan Gabriel was to that team last year.
Yeah.
And him going down just kind of ruined a lot. On this defensive stop rate article, Aaron, you won't be surprised to know UGA is also awesome. They forced more punts than any team in the country. They're top 10 in points per drive, yards per attempt. They're top 10 in third down defense. As we'll get into during our game previews tomorrow, Auburn doesn't have a fucking chance of moving the ball.
No.
Not a snowball's chance in hell. That game is my NPC game of the week, the same way that Iowa Penn State was last week, but we'll get there later. This is where you're going to be interested, Aaron Murray. USC mightily improved through 4 games. Now, I don't fully understand it because when I watched the Arizona State film, I came away unimpressed. That is the worst
opposite
offense.
of you.
It's the worst offense in the Pac-12.
I know. I'm
full
opposite
stop.
of you.
It's the worst offense in the Pac-12, and USC did not look good. But to your point, USC finished 105 in stop rate last year. They're number 30 right now. They're one spot ahead of Iowa.
Yeah.
And how about this? USC currently
Number 1.
leading the nation in TFLs. They have 41 TFLs. They're third in the country with 18 sacks, and they're going against a Colorado team that gives up a lot of TFLs and sacks. So SC may be a bit better this year defensively.
I don't know what you were watching this morning.
What the fuck are you talking about? It was 21-13 at half. What do you mean? What were you fucking
they
watching?
gave a turnover. They had a turnover inside the 15-yard line that gave Arizona State the ball inside the 15.
Am I supposed to give them credit for the left tackle getting beat by a shitty pass rusher and fumbling?
I'm not worried about the offense. The offense is elite. I'm talking about the defense. The offense put the defense in a shitty situation. But the defense showed me a lot. They're fast. They can get after the quarterback.
They gave up 28 to a school that's averaging like 21.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the Auburn-Georgia game for 1 second?
Yeah.
Why?
This is a real quote from Charles Barkley. If y'all going to be down there baptizing people, please pray for better quarterback play.
Oh boy, Charles.
For those who don't know, that's a reference to Hugh Freeze. He got involved in a giant student baptism that was taking place and, baptized a lot of coaches or a lot of students. So look, I've talked about it. Auburn fans are like religious zealots. And I don't mean like in a Christian sense. I mean in their belief with Auburn football. They're obsessed. They're insane. They're like the Taliban. They just don't quit. You can stomp them out. You can bomb them to hell. You can think you're never going to root them out of the plains. Like they're always going to be there and they're always going to believe.
Can we even clip
what.
that out? Like, are we allowed to put that on social media?
We put that in. Auburn fans are the Taliban of college football. Full stop. And then finally, real quick here, alarm bells for LSU, Aaron.
Yeah.
LSU currently the only top 25 with an awful stop rate. They're 107 in the country.
Oof.
Their peers are Coastal Carolina, Baylor, Middle Tennessee, and Boston College. And they got Ole Miss on Saturday, so it probably ain't going to get that much better. LSU's defense got to get it figured out. All right. That'll do it for today's show. Like I said, sorry, a bit of a quicker show today. Coming up tomorrow, we are going to preview all of our favorite games of the week. And as always, huge, massive thank you to Ryan Brumley, Pat Gunther, Danny Cardenas, Chris Tran, Christian Hunter, Adam Gracia. Please, guys, go sub to the YouTube channel. Continue to kill it on the podcast front. Share it with your friends. Subscribe. Just Google Snaps Podcast. You can find it. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode of Snaps.